I teach up the road. I used to teach up at West Point, and I look out, and the faces are a little bit older than what I'm used to, but it's similar. There's sort of questions about who is this guy, what's he going to do, and is there going to be a quiz? And there is. Is that the first thing I do on my class in American government and politics is I ask a simple question. What is democracy, and why is it worth dying for? What is democracy, and why is it worth dying for? Now, I usually get somewhat of a pregnant pause as well, so don't feel bad about it. We go around the room, we sort of talk about this very central question, especially at West Point, where people are going off to war. And really the answer that I'm searching for, what differs from all sorts of different types of government out there, is one word: choice. We choose. We choose who represents us. We choose who best represents our values. That is what we are going to do in this election. Provide a true choice for this district of who best represents them and best represents their values. Now tonight, I just have three things that I'd like to do, and then I definitely want to have the social time. I want to meet you in person. I'd like to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'd like to tell you a little bit about why I'm running. And then third, I'd like to tell you why we're going to win. So first off, who I am. I'm a native. I was born and raised in Rolla, Missouri. My family's lived there for generations. I come from my grandfather came in the 40s to start the local newspaper. My first memories are running around the newspaper plant. There I learned the values that I keep with me today. I get up every morning at 4:30, not because of the military, although that conditioned me fairly well, but because I come from a family that works hard. I come from a district that works hard. Faith, family, hard work. These are the things that were just instilled in me at a very young age. I'm a soldier. For the last 11 years, I've served first as a combat engineer, then as a Green Beret. And you learn a lot when you're in the military. You actually learn a lot about home. I moved 11 times in 11 years, but I always maintain my connections here. When I was in Kosovo, I was in charge of a incredibly impoverished district. Schools there, they didn't even have chalk on which to write on the boards. So I was writing for the Rolla Daily News. I wrote an article about the schools, and in a couple of weeks, tens of thousands of dollars of school equipment came in. These are the sorts of communities that I love, people that care generally for their neighbors. I also learned about accountability. In the military, whether it was from Germany to Kosovo to Iraq a couple of times, the same lesson that my first company commander gave me on my first day still applied. I was a little nervous. I was about ready to take over a platoon. I was like, so, sir, what do I have to do here? He's like, it's easy. You're responsible for everything that your platoon does and everything that they fail to do. That's the sort of accountability that I've lived. How many veterans do we have out here? So, I'm a teacher. I teach American government and politics. You never know how little you know until you teach. I teach the Constitution. I teach what our founders intended, especially for the first branch, Congress. They wanted people that truly represented all different walks of life, all different areas of the country. They wanted a Congress that would take on the big challenges of our time, that would debate things like Afghanistan, that would debate things like health care. It's messy, it's ugly, and that's how it was designed, not to be avoided. I'm a Democrat. And my story about becoming a Democrat, I'll tell my story. Is that here on my lapel here is the Special Forces Regimental Crest. It reads, "De oppresso liber," to free the oppressed. In the military, I had the honor to go to many places to give hope to people that had never had hope, to help those that needed the most help, to empower them to improve their lives. And I think that represents for me the best part of the Democratic Party. And like many of you out here tonight, I'm a bit angry. I'm a bit frustrated at what has happened in our home. As I was preparing for this and people back home were asking me to do this, I became smarter on the condition here in the district. That we're the 10th poorest district in America is unacceptable. We are a beautiful district of hardworking people and great communities. That we're the 10th poorest is unacceptable. 1 out of 4 kids lives underneath the poverty line. 1 out of 4 children in this district live below the poverty line. What that means in a tangible way is in Dent County. I was there last week. They have a Friday afternoon backpack program. Teachers put food in kids' backpacks during recess on Friday. Because if they don't do that, the kids aren't going to eat until they come back to school on Monday. That is unacceptable. And I come from a family of very strong women. I have 3 older sisters. In other words, I've got 4 moms. Our district is ranked 435 out of 435. If you want to know where we're first in, we're last, but for female median income. You can go north, south, east, or west, and you'll be in a district where women have a chance to earn more. That is unacceptable to me. And that is really the fundamental reason of why I'm running. Home is worth fighting for. And we can do better than that. We can start with having better representation. Joan Emerson is a very nice person. Many of you have had interactions with her. But you know what? She wasn't born here. She wasn't raised here. She doesn't live here today. And a year from now, when we beat her, she's not going to move back here. We can also start doing the things now that we all know that we need. We needed the infrastructure 10 years ago in which to compete in a 21st century economy. I'm not just talking about bridges and roads, although it would be phenomenal if I didn't have to drive to St. Louis when I'm coming from Raleigh down here. But I'm also talking about broadband and cell phone networks, the things that every industry says we have to have if they're going to move here. And I'm not talking about having a Japanese cell phone network. I'd just like it to be better than Baghdad. We can start fighting for the jobs that we need here now. That is going to be my laser focus. We have hardworking people here. They want to live here. They want to educate their kids here, but they don't have the same economic opportunity that they used to have. That is going to be my number 1, my number 2, and my number 3 priority when I'm in Congress. We can do better, and it is time to fight for our home. Now, I know you all are the absolute loyal Democratic foot soldiers. You are in the belly of the beast, and you are fighting and you are proud. And I know you've seen this race come and go before. You've seen the machine, you've seen the challenges that we face. Just because a fight is tough does not mean we do not fight it. This is the year. We have an incredible team, a phenomenal team. We have resources and interest in this race for the first time at a national and a state level. We're going to be bringing in resources that this district hasn't seen. We've got endorsements coming in that no challengers had for quite some time. But I need each and every one of you. I need each and every one of you. I need your minutes. I need your passion. I need your ideas. I need your contributions. I need you to give until it hurts. It's absolutely vitally important. When we look at this district, we have a true choice. Do we continue on the way that we have? Do we continue on with our current ambassador of this district? Or do we choose differently? I say we do, and home is worth fighting for.